And you're welcome to stay with us. Your comments are welcome on X Spaces, on YouTube, and on Facebook. We are also streaming live around the world on myjoyonline.com. Now, let's start with the police and their preparations ahead of the parliamentary by-election at Akwatia, because the IGP, Tete Yohuno, has warned that the police will not tolerate any violence or misconduct during the Akwatia parliamentary by-election. Addressing trainees at the Huya in the eastern region, he said officers will arrive with prison wheels to arrest anyone who attempt to cause trouble, stressing that the police are not intimidated by the so-called macho men mentioned on social media. He added that drones will be deployed to monitor inaccessible areas, and officers have already demonstrated strategies to manage potential confrontation with civilians during the election.
I want to assure Ghanaians that the police is ready to handle any type of thing that may come in Akwatia. We have the men who can handle this situation. And then our eyes are red for Akwatia, and nobody should think of coming to cause trouble. No political party should mobilize men to come and foment trouble. And nobody should have in mind the intention of snatching a ballot box. We have prepared our men adequately to handle this situation. I informed the political parties as I met them yesterday. What I told them is that we are going in with Black Marias. Do you understand what is Black Maria? Black Maria is the prison on wheel. We have a truck that is well prepared to keep people who cause trouble, prisoners. We keep them in, and then before finally we discharge them at the police cells or whatever it is. So there is going to be prison on wheel. That will be in Akwatia. The moment you cause trouble, we arrest you and then we put you in the Black Maria. Trouble causers should know that Black Maria will be on the ground. And then we are not going to allow any political party to call us. When their people have come there to cause trouble, if you call us, nobody will listen to you.
So what you are seeing on the screens is a simulation exercise that the police undertook somewhere in the eastern region ahead of the parliamentary election on September 2nd, and they just to test the preparedness of the police ahead of that parliamentary by-election. Not that the police, what you said, was not in response to any criminal activity, but rather a simulation exercise the police undertook this morning to test their readiness for the parliamentary by-election. Let me bring in security expert Dr. Victor Doke, who joins me via Zoom. So, Dr. Doke, I mean, we've heard the political parties, we've heard the police. I mean, these are matters that we've heard over and over before every election, be it by-election or main election. But yet, what happens on the ground always different from the assurances we get ahead of it. Do you think that Akwatia will be different?
Thank you very much, and good day to you and then the cherished viewers. So you rightly said, what we hear is different from what happens on the ground. This is akin to a mantra in the security space that they say, until you hear the first gunshot, all the trainings that you have gone through to prepare for will be tested. Right. So upon all the assurances and whatnot, it is the first sign of trouble that would determine the kind of response and whether they would really be able to apply the training that they went through rigorously on the ground on the D-Day. Now, however, the political rhetorics, as we've been hearing years by, it's so unfortunate when it comes to the aspect of the so-called self-defense aspect, when the political parties feel that they cannot trust the state security and therefore, use the fourth estate to come out and then assure their sympathizers that they will, take up alternative measures, if the other party tries to do something untoward. We've had elections, as we said, 2012, 2016, 2020, 2024. And all these, when it comes to the state security preparedness, they've gone through simulation exercises. But we have experienced different kinds of electoral violence in all these elections. So the question is, what is not being done well? What actually is the problem? We've had it, but the approach with regards to even the latest Ablekuma North, where we had 100 personnel deployed to each polling station, and yet we saw in that unfortunate incident, the assault on the ex-MP and all that. So the situation of the ground will be different. You can prepare, which is very good. You prepare, you have the men and everything. The situation, as I said, will determine what kind of approach would warrant you to address the situation. But by and large, I've listened to the IGP's meeting with the political parties, which was in the right direction. We just hope these political parties would adhere to the principles of fair game and then respect the rule of law. Now, if I may, with regards to what we can do or what the state security should do, i.e. the police, on the D-Day itself, or even prior to the D-Day, we know of the Asin North, and I'm expecting that major blueprints of the Asin North will be, replicated. For example, you're talking about, placing checkpoints before Akwatia itself and in the town itself. 2 days to Asin North by-election, I happened to be in the area and I saw the checkpoints with regards to the police security and how they were searching every vehicle that goes through that town. So I expect that this modus will be replicated. Whoever, any political elite, whoever they are, they should be searched rigorously. Now, let's watch out for early warning signs. What are they? Some of them. You have, group of young built men bust in special occasions or special buses. You question. You conduct a rigorous check. You conduct the cyberspace assurances with regards to the police. You monitor the cyberspace now. Who are those who are making those threats? You monitor the cyberspace. Fact checking, misinformation is very also key. Now, the fourth is would have to do the fact checking. For example, if something untoward is happening there, how true is it? You have to do all that. Now, the searching is very key because you may have some people trying to smuggle illegal weapons in the area. I hear the IGP talk about deployment of drones, which was very good. You needed drones in there if they should, as much as possible. And this is the time I wish we had a helicopter hovering around the area, also to monitor, to give responses down, and then to address issues. The big question is, will the military be on standby to assist should in case things go haywire? But by and large, if everything is being done well, preparations, effective checkpoints and searches and all that, I think we should have a violence-free election by election.
I mean, at the Abdulmanov 19 polling stations were run. The police did not go there with arms. I mean, you expect it to change in Akwatia?
Yes. Why so? Because this is one of the regions where the two parties heavily contested by the elections, the main elections itself. And we saw the troubles or the skirmishes that happened afterwards, and they went to court. We also witnessed the events in the courts when the court issued a bench warrant and all of that. So this is a very, very, very dicey situation we have here. We're talking about all the police stations, court stations in Akwatia. So this is a bigger game, much more than the Abdulmanov. So all efforts would have to be put in there. All resources would have to be put in there, because if they do not, they'll be taken by surprise.
All right, Dr. Zeka, hold it for me, because the police leadership is meeting with the leadership of the Ghana Journalists Association to deal with other matters, including Akwatia. Let me take you live to the International Press Center where this meeting is taking place.
Eric Ken Winful, Director General, NAPD. Commissioner of Police, Mr. Martin Kweku Ayi, Director General, Research and Planning. Commissioner of Police, Dr. David Ajeman Ajim, Director General, Administration. Commissioner of Police, Mr. Peter Baba Atinak. Commissioner of Police, Mr. Idi Lansa Seidu, Director General, Welfare. Commissioner of Police, Mr. Asumedu Ochridakun, Director General, Police Professional Standards Bureau. Commissioner of Police, Mr. Michael Nketia Frimpong, Director General Finance. Commissioner of Police, Mr. Mohammed Fusaini Suraj, Director General, National Patrols Directorate. Commissioner of Police, Dr. Ernest Owusu, Director General Services. Commissioner of Police, Mr. Daniel Kwame Efriye, Director General, Private Security Organizations. Ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to introduce to you the Inspector General of Police of the Ghana Police Service, Mr. Christian Tete Yohun. I am ACP Grace and Sam, Director of Public Affairs. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now that we have almost all the police set up in our midst, I will call on the president of the Ghana Journalists Association to tell us why we are having today's engagement.
Good afternoon, colleagues, the Inspector General of Police, your able team members, the National Executive of the GJA, the Executive Secretary of the National Media Commission, the President, GIBA, President, NMC, and senior colleagues, and FC, the Nasoro, and Mr. Asma. We also have the General EIB also here. I want to welcome you all to the Gifty Afeni Dazis Hall of the Ghana International Press Center. This day, in fact, let me say that this is a day we have been waiting for. It is a very crucial and important day to the Inke fraternity. And I must say that we are highly elated to welcome here the Inspector General of Police, his management members, team members, to our office premises here at the Accra International Conference Center, or the Ghana International Press Center. Yes. Before I ask the mission or their mission, let me give us a brief background. Not long ago, some of our colleagues, in fact, 2 of our colleagues were brutally assaulted when they were discharging their constitutional mandate at the Abekumanoff rerun, or during the Abekumanoff rerun. One, a reporter of multimedia, Joy, and another reporter of the EIB group. This reporter from the EIB group was assaulted by no other person than a senior officer of the Ghana Police Service. This is very serious because we know that our men and women in uniform are supposed to be the ones to be protecting us and to create an enabling environment for us to deliver and discharge our constitutional mandate. So when we start, or when they start inflicting injury on us, we don't take such attack for granted. It's a very, very serious matter, and we attach all seriousness to this matter. Aside this, there has been series of attacks from January to now. As we speak now, the only one that I can say that the police showed professionalism in terms of commitment in ensuring that the law takes its course was the attack on our brother Latif Idrisu during the just in front of Yoko during the arrest of Chairman Tumi, the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party. We are aware and we commend them for going after the perpetrators, arresting a suspect in relation to this attack, and processing this suspect before the court. And the court also did not sleep on it. They remanded the suspect into police custody for 2 weeks. In recent years, I can say that this is the highest success we've chopped so far in terms of attacks on the media. And I want to commend the current IGP that it happened under his term. Aside that, there has been numerous attacks. 6 of our members were attacked in Kumasi during the Council of State election. As we speak, we are yet to hear from the police whether the perpetrators of this attack have been arrested. And if so, what has been or what is the state of investigation in that matter? And this happened in the early days of the year. We also recorded one attack involving Ahimi area of multimedia, was also attacked in the Ashanti region by some tax when he has gone to a mining site to discharge his duty. Also same were attack of 3 journalists in the Western region who were also attacked in the Sengegwa area when they have gone to also discharge their constitutional duty by ensuring protecting our environment and ensuring that our water bodies are safe for all of us and for the coming generation. Aside that, we've also recorded attack recently where a military officer or soldiers also pounded on our men, attacked them and arrested them, detained them at the National Security Office where they call the Blue Gate. It's becoming so scary, and one may ask if journalism is a crime. If it is a crime to practice the journalism. Not so long after we had recorded the recent attack involving the soldiers, we said, okay, there's a need for us to also take a drastic or a radical decision. Because we believe that the time has come for us to do everything possible to protect ourselves as the members of the 4th Estate. Yes, we know everybody is afraid of the gun, but we are more afraid of the pen. That's why they said the pen is mightier than the sword. And so our weapons are the pens and the microphone. So if you feel unsafe, if you feel that the environment is not or is hostile to us, the only thing we can do is to lay down our pen and microphone. Declare anybody who has the penchant and attitude of attacking the media, who doesn't have the temperament or the commitment in standing the media And all they do is to chase or go after the media, attack the media, and inflict injury as enemies of democracy and press freedom. Enemies of democracy because the media serves as the bridge or the link between authorities, that's the governed, and the governor. Between authorities and the good people of this country, and I mean the citizens of this country. Because I remember our last presser when we have given ultimatum and all that, the next day, we saw the CID board, the Director General of CID, addressing the media. So the question I asked myself is that, if we are blacklisted, who are you going to address? And who was going to even listen to you in the first place? How are you going to share your investigative report or findings with the public, without the media? I believe that the security needs the media, and the media also needs the security. We all need each other, because actually we all do the same job. There's only slight difference. The work we do, we gather information, we process the information, and transmit it as news. Whereas the security also do same. They gather information, they process it, and use it as intel. So we are all in the information gathering. You keep yours as intel, we put ours out there. So why do we assault each other? Why should there be tension? And I believe that this meeting offers us the opportunity and offer the police service opportunity to address certain demands we made, and also to update us on the state of investigation on some of these cases, especially the recent ones involving the Abrikumanov rerun. Again, as I welcome them and as I take my seat for the IGP to address us, I must also quickly reiterate the fact that after our presser, the police, or should I say the IGP, has shown much commitment in resolving the impasse between the security and the media, and we must commend you for that. He demonstrated this by inviting me last week to his office to understand what our police are, to understand the demands, what we expected of them, and to iron out and clear the air on certain issues that have been raised. He assured me that, Mr. President, never again, this is not going to happen again under my tenure, and that I'm going to make sure I broker peace and also iron out whatever issues so that the marriage between the two institutions or body can continue, and also assure us of a very good working relationship between the media and the police. All we need is the security and safety of our members, Mr. IGP. And once you give us that assurance, and once you provide that enabling environment for us, you can count on us, you can be rest assured that we will deliver the mandate without any provocation, without overstepping our boundaries. We will work with the ambit of the law. We are not above the law, and nobody is above the law. But we expect that our men and women in uniform should see us as partners in national development and not as enemies. Before you come in, today marks exactly 10 years. One of our colleagues, our brother, Mr. Samuel Nyama, the presidential correspondent reporting for Ghanaian News, died in a tragic accident. Today marks exactly 10 years, 20th August 2015.
Right, so you're watching a live coverage of a meeting ongoing now between the leadership of the Ghana Journalists Association and the leadership of the police administration. And the GJA president Albert Jomfo was in the process of delivering his welcome address, and we had some challenges with the feed. We'll take you back when the feed is stable so we can hear the assurances from the Inspector General of Police, especially relating to the matter of attacks on some journalists and what the IGP plan is going into Akwatia. Dr. Victor Doke is still with me, and we'll bring him on to share some thoughts with us. So, Dr. Doke, let me just briefly come with you, if we're able to establish the connection, then we'll go back to the International Press Center. The MPP say that they trusted the police at Ablikmanov, even with just 19 polling centers. The police could not contain the violence that characterized the election, sometime in the full glare of the police administration. So they are going to Akwatia to protect themselves, if you like. Doesn't that defeat what the police is seeking to do to protect everybody?
Yeah, right. Now, you would expect that any political party, after meeting the head of security of the police and internal security sector, would be assured. But with regards to what has happened in the past, we, our political elites always play this kind of game of blame game, and then trying to find any means to justify a course of action that they may be planning or if it should happen. Now, this is quite unfortunate. With regards to protection, now we all know the only mandated body with regards to our security space, the Ghana Police and other security agencies. Where would any political party even get arsenals to say they are protecting themselves? What is the meaning of the statement itself by protecting themselves? What does it mean? But by and large, the police hierarchy, after having that first meeting, should be able to call the political parties to order again and to assure that the protection lies within their mandate. Now, I think what we are going to expect the police and the security agencies to do is be very assertive. Any political elite who, is seen and evidence has found out that they have assembled a group of people to cause mayhem, I'm sure they should be picked up. In the audio voice I had, earlier in the day, I had the IGP stating that no political party should call them if they find themselves in trouble or what.
Right.
They should not even entertain those kind of calls from any political party. They should pick them. You see, this is where we want the police, especially and then the other state agencies, security related, to be very independent when it comes to exercising their core mandate. These young guys who come in on the orders of political elites cause mayhem. They get them arrested, and then what happens? Calls come in, and then they are released. I don't have evidence to that, but this is what has been going on. Now, this time around, we should see something different. Okay? Now, whoever is picked up, the law must take its course. Prosecute the person, send the person to jail. Until we do that, we would have political elites coming out to say that they will protect themselves. If the odds or the situation doesn't favor them, then this is what they are going to speak. But if it affects the security space of the country we are in, then in essence, you are saying that everybody can now just, take up protection for himself or herself. But we know it's not everyone who has the right mindset to be able to protect themselves. That's why we have the state who has the authority to protect through the security agencies. So I think the political parties should hold down, reassure their sympathizers. The police has reassured them they are on top of the issues. And on the day, that's why I said the mantra in the security space is also you hear the first sound of the gunshot or you see the first sign of trouble, all your trainings, would mean nothing. Now, the personnel on the ground should be very assertive and deal with any kind of criminal elements that would want to disturb the situation.
Right.
Because the moment you have disturbances in one area and you're not able to contain it, it spreads to the other areas, and that becomes the danger. You would not be able to contain it. So I think we shouldn't entertain the political elites, their statements and whatnot. You are going there, there's a state security, there's no need to say you want to protect yourself or self-defense. I don't see the threats with regards to a by-election. It's going there, balloting. And this is where I think we need the NCC to come in, sensitize the populace. Whoever would foment trouble will be dealt with. The process is just going there, campaign, and then you move, you go home, and that's it.
All right. Let me hear from the political parties. Let me hear from the national organizer of the MPP, Henry Nana Boakye, also known as Nana B. So Nana B, the police today took everybody on. I mean, telling us what is to come on September 2nd. They did a simulation exercise to tell us of their preparedness ahead of the Akwatia parliamentary by-election. The IG indicates that they may be even going to Akwatia with a mobile prison where people will be arrested, troublemakers will be arrested and imprisoned until they are put before court. Does this give you the confidence and the assurance that Ablekumanov will not repeat itself at Akwatia?
Thank you very much, Elton, and good afternoon. Sorry if there's some background noise. We are in Akwatia. I had to distance myself from some campaign activities going on. First of all, let me make this point. Yesterday, we had a very fruitful engagement with the IGP. I mean, let me commend the IGP for such stakeholders' engagement yesterday. We have deep-seated, well-reasoned concerns. You see, Ablekuma North was just about 2 months ago, I think 11th of June. The perpetrators of such unfortunate incident that happened there are still walking around.
But 3 people have been arrested so far. It's unclear when the police will put them before court.
Okay. Are you saying fresh arrest, or you are talking about the earlier release?
The earlier, including a staff at the State Transport Company.
Okay, you see, that statement was, I think, on the 24th of June or so.
Right.
We have not received any update whether they were granted bail or they have been put before the law court. We don't know what happened. In fact, even yesterday when we raised it, the IGP said that they are still working on it. Investigation is still ongoing. And he is even optimistic that as at yesterday and today, some arrest would be made. We are still waiting. But those images, those unfortunate images, are still fresh on the minds of Ghanaians. That is why we said that some decisive steps, arrest and prosecute, this will instill the needed confidence in the Ghana police. But we are okay with the arrangement they are making. Yesterday we were briefed how the IGP intends to deploy 5,000 men.
Right.
And all the other operational arrangements, they briefed the political parties. We are okay with it. All that we are saying is that, look, we should not be engaged in a selective application of the law.
All right, so Nanabi, if you can just give me just a brief second. The IGP is addressing the leadership of the GJ, touching on these matters. Let's listen in.
Members to decide on action to take. So within the shortest possible time, we have to withdraw this policeman officer. And quickly, we also, what we did was that we have to interdict him.
when you are interdicted, your uniform is taken away from you. You cannot go back to work. But there's rumor going on that we have just transferred a policeman from where he is to another police station, which is never true. It is not true. When you are no more holding wear uniform, the only thing is that to look for your village and go and stay in the village and think about what you did wrong. So maybe when people saw this police officer in his hometown or village, they thought that he has been transferred to his hometown, or we have asked him to come and hide over there. It is not so. It's on interdiction, and when you are interdicted, we go through all the due process, using our service instructions, and then eternal disciplinary actions are in the criminal action. What we do, as our officers are concerned, is that when even the criminal case is done against you, we forward the docket to the AG's office for advice, based on advice of my legal team. And that is what we have done. The Accra Regional Commander, upon the advice of the Police Administration Legal Directorate, forwarded the docket to the AG's office for advice. And then immediately we also considered the police professional standard to also investigate him. And that investigation has also been completed and handed over to me. So it means that a service inquiry is going to be conducted to his conduct and then the appropriate sanctions. So there will be two effects to whatever he did. And that process, just yesterday, I received the report from the professional standard, who said that we can go ahead and constitute disciplinary action through our service orders against the police officer. Touching still on Abdulkumanov, there were these assault issues that I mentioned. The commander assault yesterday had got 8 suspects. 8 suspects have been arrested. Yesterday, they are being processed, and from the advice I had from the regional commander means that tomorrow they will put them before court. Either tomorrow or Friday, one of these days, all these suspects will be put before court. So we are making progress, and then make sure that whatever happens, justice will be done to those people who, in one way or the other, did not do their work in a professional manner. The DJ president mentioned the incident in Kumasi during the Council of States elections. Yes, I've just got information that investigations have been conducted, and then the victims have been given medical forms. As of today, they have brought medical forms for the suspects to be put before court. And so ask the regional commander to trace the victims and make sure that the medical reports that were given to them, for them to give it to the doctors to endorse, they return those medical reports so that the next step of going to court will be initiated. Whether we are safe to continue,
or you can go to Akwatia. What I want to say is that Akwatia will be very safe. Just to myself and my management team, we went to, that is Hunya or Echremati, where we have the high-risk operational training taking place. We went to visit the officers. That is the first batch of officers that will be deployed starting today. That is about 600 men who will handle all risks
operations in the course of the election duties. About 600 people have been trained. And some of the media personnel who follow us, they saw exactly what happened. The preparedness to conduct search to ensure that nothing dangerous is concealed in a vehicle or in a motorbike that can cause any trouble during elections. Men who will be at the ground so that if somebody intends to use a weapon to snatch a ballot box, the precision in dealing with that particular suspect was also demonstrated when we went to the ground. If there should be somebody who can climb the tallest building in Akwatia, we have the men, and the men have gone through that rappelling training. We asked some of the media people to join us to descend. You know, walking through the distance to the waterfalls, it wasn't easy. But they managed to join us to see. We wanted to show everyone we are prepared and we are preparing. And what they have seen in today, or Ashramati, really gives them the assurance that we are ready for the election. And the men, as I'm talking about now, those 600 men have already moved to Akwatia. They are going to soften the ground. You know, we heard so many TikToks and the social media comments. People say, oh, no, we are going there with arms and everything. We want to assure you that the police will deal decisively with those people. And I think they are cowards. They cannot come. They cannot come because if you see the way we are prepared, the high level of preparation towards, I have told people that our eyes are red. I met even the political parties, that was yesterday, and I told them that you, the politicians, you bought the Black Maria for us. The Black Maria is the prison on wheels. And then if you don't talk to your people very well, they come to misbehave, we'll put them in the Black Marias. We will not wait a second for somebody to misconduct himself or herself before we ask that they should arrest. We are going to deal with it decisively to keep people. No policeman will attack you. We are there to protect you. It is our duty to protect you because without you, nobody will know what is happening. Somebody will be at home, he will not be at Akwatia, but he can even see what is going in Akwatia better if it is not you. So all we are telling our police personnel countrywide is that the brothers and sisters who hold the camera and then the phones to take whatever they are doing during the election times, I think there's a level to which they can go, but then you have to be moderate in handling them, making sure that because without them, the rest of the people who are at home watching, they cannot see what is going on. And we have passed that stage whereby we have to look at the media to be a different group of people. They are part of us. Some of us, we have reached this stage, and then without the media, nobody would have heard of our name. I go to my village and everywhere they will tell you that, even yesterday I saw you on television. Is that my own television? It's not my television. It is your television that put me there. So, DJ President and all our executives in the media fraternity, what we are telling you is that we'll make sure that we'll protect you. Even if it will take me alone to protect you, I'll do that. Before I continue, I think I should have started first. To say that GGA President and your executives, we want to use this occasion to congratulate you on your swearing-in into office. And we are happy, we have heard of you. Unfortunately, I lost your contact number. The number I had in the far years is not the number you are using these days. So you were communicating with me. I was also communicating, but they were all going different directions. So you didn't hear from me that I was congratulating you. Myself and my former members, we say we congratulate you for your appointment. Working with the media, when I took over as the Inspector General of Police, the first thing I did, the first people I opened the doors to were the media, the Police Public Relations Directorate. I called the director and said, let's organize training for our people who for about almost 2 or 3 years were not allowed to talk, were not allowed to communicate with the media, and they're making communication with the media very difficult. Let's open the doors so that people will know that we are ready to work with you. And that is what I did. And that shows that I'm somebody who really loves the media so much. We want to do, I discussed with the GJA president the last time he visited, that we want to organize some training for both the police and then the media, so that when we engage in this type of training, we understand the roles of each other better. And I think he also brought the idea that this type of training is very important. So we'll be doing a lot of training together, and then at the end of the day, we'll all go to Achiramati Huhunya, where myself and then Mr. Ben Efson will rappel from the top to the ground. Yes, so we are ready to work with you. But I assure you that all cases that involve this Ablekuma incident, to make sure that the perpetrators are all brought to book. As at this stage, either tomorrow or Friday, the number of people that we have got with us now will be put before court for court to take a decision on them. And then as soon as the AG also gives us the green light for the police officer to be put before court, we have done it that way because that is the procedure of handling, especially a senior police officer up to that level. A man who was on duty, performing duty, but out of lack of control of temper, he went to that extreme. Who out of the blue commits any incident. But this one, he was on official duty, performing duty, and then in the course of that, he went to the extra mile. So in this case, we have asked that the AG should advise us the way to handle him. But then, it's also very severe. It moves to different categories, reduction in rank, and a whole lot of things. Even dismissal can be the final stage of the internal disciplinary action. Thank you very much for bringing us so many coverages and everything. Frightening me, but I managed to overcome this. And then just to enable us to work together. And I pray that this time when we decide to meet, I will see more cameras, because some of us are very shy when we are speaking to the camera. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we do it better for the IG and his team?
Right, so this is the pulse here on JoyNews, and of course, just some few seconds ago, you heard the IGP on preparations towards the Akwatia parliamentary by-election and events surrounding the Ablekuma North election. Let me just bring you some of the pointers that he told the media just some few minutes ago. Now, the investigation on the police officer who attacked a reporter during the Ablekuma North election, they say they are done with their investigations and hopefully will move to the next stage of prosecution. 8 suspects arrested during the Ablekuma North rerun. These suspects will be put before court tomorrow. That's according to the IGP. And then on September 2nd, the upcoming parliamentary by-election at Akwatia, already they have 600 police officers on the ground, ahead of the September 2nd. And they will be deploying more. In fact, they are looking at 5,000 on election day. And they will make sure that the place is such that nobody will have the opportunity to foment trouble. Dr. Daka, your final words on this matter. What do you make of the IGP's bold measures towards Akwatia, but more importantly, the steps they've taken to deal with those who were arrested during the Ablekuma North elections?
Long last, we will.
Right.
And
yes.
And I hope the
monitoring
the IGP and then his
proceedings, and we'll see what happens in court.
Yes, Doctor. Yeah, Doctor, please go on. Yes.
Yeah. So it's in the right direction. The necessary steps have been taken, and you heard him saying they are going to see to the latter. So I think that assures we Ghanaians and then even other political parties that the IGP and his office are doing some work with regards to prosecution of those who fomented trouble in Ablekuma North. But what I wished was it should have come earlier, so that it would have really been very evidential in such that those who are thinking about doing same in Akwatia would have a second thought, because then those who were arrested at Ablekuma North have been dealt with. But nevertheless, it doesn't mean anyone would have the right to, disturb the peace of the elections. He spoke excessively. Now, with regards to how the protection for the fourth estate, I look at it in two directions: assault by vigilantes or criminal elements, and assault by state security themselves. So now you're looking at the state security. The police is going to perform a lot of roles, how to ensure that even the fourth estate personnel will be protected should they come and they attack from those criminal elements. So my advice to the fourth estate personnel is you are responsible for your own protection.
Right.
You run when you have to run, hide when you have to hide, seek assistance when you have to seek assistance, and then you obey instructions. When they tell you to leave a location, just leave the location for some time. And I'm sure those who go there will have accreditations. Now, you cannot tell. Some will have original accreditations. Some people can't even pose as media men, but they are not.
Right.
How do they distinguish those, So all these things should have been, thought through. Introduction of those who were even going there to even meet the commanders of the various units who are going to man the police station. That is very key to do. When you're media personnel, you introduce yourself to any of the team, the police teams, and so they identify you, and then in case of anything, they can protect you. But you just obey instructions, and then I think everything will go well.
Dr. Toke, thank you so much for spending time with us this afternoon. And Dr. Victor Toke is a security expert. And on this matter, again, let me reiterate some of the comments by the IGP. First, remember, at the Ablekuma North 19 polling centers rerun, a police officer is alleged to have assaulted a reporter with GH1 TV. And according to the IGP, the police administration, they forwarded the dockets of the police officer who assaulted a GH1 TV reporter in Ablekuma North to the Attorney General's office for advice, but also makes the point that internal disciplinary action, including possible dismissal of the said police officer, is also being considered. Now, also, 8 individuals the police arrested for their various roles in the violence that characterized the Ablekuma North parliamentary election. These 8 individuals will be put before court tomorrow on the upcoming Akwatia parliamentary by-election fixed for September 2nd. They already have 600 police officers in Akwatia, and over 4,000 more will be added to it. The aim is to ensure that they are able to provide adequate security to prevent any form of violence during the parliamentary by-election at Akwatia in the Eastern region. So this is what came up from this meeting with the Ghana Journalists Association. We're keeping an eye on this matter, and we'll speak more on this. But we'll leave it here for now. And this is the pulse here on Joy News. Let's handle some other stories now. And the Municipal Chief Executive for Lejekuku, Israel Ajete Ochiman, has led a proactive operation to remove unauthorized billboards at the Flower Port interchange in Accra, acting even before the Ministry of Roads and Highways issued its directive. In a statement on Wednesday, the ministry confirmed that the billboard lacked the necessary approval and violated national advertising and road safety regulation that they talk about. And so the MCE led a special operation to bring down these billboards that is being on. We can take a look at what happened at the place today. Well, so we bring in the MCE for Lejekuku, Israel Ajete. Honorable, I mean, good work there. But so clearly, these billboards went up without any form of approval from the assembly.
In fact, good evening to your cherished viewers. In fact, we were even shocked. We were astonished when we saw the billboard, because those authorization has been given for mounting of the specific billboard in question, and it created a lot of nuisance for us. In fact, through Mr. Amu, the Urban Roads Director, we had information yesterday, and yesterday we have to act on it very fast, swiftly. That thing, the unauthorized billboard needs to be moved.
And some of the billboards communicated government program.
It's an intentional something just to lure all of us into. They know with the president's picture, you will not be tempted to remove it. So they intentionally did that. Such unscrupulous people intentionally did that to lure all of us into believing that the government is in possession of that said area.
But again, are you investigating to identify the individuals behind it?
Sure. They did it in the dark, and we have also done that in the dark. You know, we removed that thing yesterday at night just to show them that we are not asleep. We are monitoring them. We are still investigating to find out those who placed the said billboards there.
But normally, what should be the process in erecting a billboard within your municipality?
The process is to come to the assembly and seek for a permit so that they can mount those billboards. Even on the high stretch, you need directions and directives too. So such things we should not allow such things. There are places available there where billboards can be mounted so that it will not create nuisance for road users and other pedestrians.
So apart from the flower pot, are there other areas that you have unauthorized billboards cited that you may want to move in on them as well?
Yes, we are on the verge of removing a lot. In fact, there are places where it is closer to the road and it can cause disasters, and we are on it to remove all those ones from the road.
And all those are without approval? The ones you intend removing, all of them are without approval?
Yes, those without approval will be removed. And even those that have been approved and still there is a technical team for that.
Right.
Still causing havoc, we need to remove them.
Yes, I'm thinking that obviously they should be made to pay for the cost of this exercise you're undertaking.
Sure. When investigations are done and we get held of the culprits, those things need to be forcefully implemented.
All right. Honorable, thank you so much for this intervention this afternoon. This is the pulse. Let's take a short break here and return. We'll take you to Parliament, where it was fireworks between the members of the Parliament Public Accounts Committee and, of course, the Chief Director responsible for government machinery and why he was late to the committee.